13 laps from the finish. We're live at Dover Downs International Speedway. Back in a moment.
Well, I looked over and that car looked like a black car.
Yeah, with the sun shining off it, it's easy.
But that's why, like I say, we have replays. I'm watching this. I'm not watching the racetrack, so. Boom, 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 boom. Well, Christopher goes to the house.
Yeah,
he did well.
Yeah,
he was having a respectable day.
I don't know how he and Benson got together though. Yep.
Good grief, where's he at? He got a section all to himself.
That reminds me of the. You ever hear him say "work like a dog"? I've never seen my dogs do anything but eat.
Depends on what kind of dog you got, I guess.
Yeah, yours is real active, right?
I got a border collie.
Yeah.
Works
He writes
pretty hard.
letters, runs the copy machine. I know.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Still under caution here at Dover Downs International Speedway in Delaware. We have been under caution extensively today. This is the 9th caution period of the afternoon. Plus, we had a red flag for 16 minutes. Why don't we take you back in this day at the Monster Mile? Lap number 2 is when things began. Tony Roper, first time to Dover, first time to find the wall. And a host of other guys got caught up in the mess. That was lap 2. Lap number 30, Steve Grissom found the wall in turn number 4. The Alabama driver was able to drive away to the garage. Despite the flames, he was fine. Then at lap number 100, Ed Berrier, Casey Atwood, they get together off turn number 4. But that was a prelude to Shane Hall at lap 145, who brought out what at the time was our 5th caution of the day. Lap 151, Bessie, Bobbles, Kenseth, and Ernie Irvin had nowhere to go. Lap 166, when Phil Parsons hit Jeff Fuller. Fuller tags the wall. And that brought about that 16-minute delay to repair the wall. And just moments ago, lap 183, Ted Christopher, 13 car. Johnny Benson, the 33, caution, lap 183. For the 9th time, and that has brought you up to speed as we are a half lap away from going green with Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to finally put these 15 laps that remain in the books. If he does, it'll be his first win of the year. He has just clinched the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps here today. That's the 2nd time he has led the most laps in a race this year. He did the same back at the California Speedway in Fontana earlier.
Well, you can see just how soft those springs and all in the cars are. When they weave them back and forth and travel, there was like 3 inches on the left side of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
Let's see if Ward can figure out how to get up here and get after him on this restart.
Now, you can see the difference right there.
Yeah, and you watch that gap. That's how much distance Ward is behind him once he gets up to speed, and then Speedaway gets right in there, too.
And the 66 Todd Bodine just desperately wants to grab 2nd.
Yeah, they're pretty side by side going down into turn 3. Bodine looks like he has a better line in the corner.
Yeah, Ward's going to let him go and try to work back under him.
Todd's got 2nd. Remember, folks, that yellow 36 is not on the lead lap. Tim Speedaway is a lap down. That orange number 5, though, Dick Trickle, he is in 4th. Trying to hang with Todd Bodine and Ward Burton.
Well, there's a bunch of cars all lined up behind them there.
Boy, that's going to be a snarling mess.
I tell you, guys done a great job today. Elton Sawyer, he's up there in 7th place now, and he's been having a good day. We haven't said a word about him.
There's Dave Blaney, the 93, running in 10th. Behind him is Kenny Irwin, running in 11th. In car number 11.
Johnny Benson in the 33 is just behind them. He was involved in that little skirmish on the back straightaway, but seems to be okay. Look at this.
Look at Dick Trickle. He's in the 5, trying to grab the spot away from Todd Bodine.
A little contact there as they started off the corner, but not enough to make him back off.
The 41, David Green, will come down low and grab the spot. and the 37 of Grub along with him.
Boy, Trickle is out there in a dangerous situation. Those cars getting under him like that.
Coming to the line for 10 laps to go.
And poor old Ward, he's pedaling as hard as she'll go, but I don't think he's got enough to catch yet.
David Green in 32 doing a nice job today.
Ralph, David Green's doing a super job.
Eli, coming into today, David Green's best finish was his 7th at Darlington. Right now, he's currently running 4th.
Yeah, you know, he's still on pole at Charlotte with that car, and he's run awfully well here today, so that's a mighty fine ride for him.
Some people ask me all the time, why do the guys that run at Nashville, when they're learning drives, take to these speedways so much? And I said, Nashville has characteristics of just about every racetrack you run.
I tell you the other thing, too, it's a consistent weekly program. It's been there for 50 years. And not only that, the best competition in the country comes there and races all the time.
You saw David Green grab 3rd spot away. There you see Mike Dillon in the 59. The 64, Jeffrey Bodine. The 25, Kenny Wallace. That is 13th, 14th, and 15th. And Kenny's going to grab a couple of spots in that 25 car.
Boy, I tell you, a lot of guys are taking liberties with each other right now. Woo, there's some pushing and shoving going on.
Now, have you down to your final 7 miles.
Yeah, man. The dress rehearsal's over. This is for real now.
The lead is 1 2/10 seconds. Dale Earnhardt's pulled away from Ward Burton. That's why we're showing you all these other battles right now, because Dale's got clear racetrack and a 1.5 second advantage.
If you look back at Jeffrey Bodine, here comes Jason Keller underneath the Sawyer car as they go through the middle of the corner. Dave Blaney in the 93.
That's for 8th place. As it'll be 5 laps to go the next time they get back to the stripe.
You know, Elton drives a Ford. It's one of the only 2 or 3 Fords that run in the Busch Series every week.
And there's only been 1 Ford victory ever in a Busch Series race here at Dover, when Mark Martin won many years ago.
Looking at Earnhardt going through the corner here, just behind him, I believe that Jeff Burton or Ward Burton is closing in just a little bit.
It's 9/10 of a second.
He's catching him, but he just don't have. If he could have just done something about those restarts, I believe he could race him real hard. But she's sputtering on him on the restart, and it took away, gave Dale that big advantage, and he couldn't make it up.
And there's that battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Oh, Black
Blaney and Elton Sawyer and Jason Keller.
Wow. Boy, he lifted. That's the thing, Blaney's a sprint car driver, because he lifted him up off the ground. He was spinning the rear tires.
That's called the old chrome horn there. He gave him a little reminder. I imagine when he passed him, they might have rubbed just a little bit.
There goes Kevin Grubb now for 6th. He's in the 37, trying to beat Jeff Green to the punch in the 32.
When you see those cars, any of these cars come off of either 2 or 4 side by side, you've got to hold your breath. Because all it takes is a little wiggle, as we saw earlier. And the guy on the outside bumps the wall, and he slams into the guy on the inside. So
Grubb grabs the spot. Green and Blaney settle back in. Up front, it's still 9/10 of a second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Back to Ward Burton. There you see the separation between the two.
Ward is closing down a little bit every lap, but he's just going to run out of time.
Reminds me of watching one of the carts where the little donkey's trying to get the carrot, but he can't reach far enough. Right now, I'm not calling Ward Burton a donkey by any means, but I'll tell you, it's just right out there, but he can't get it.
Got to give him Ward's done a great job with that car, though, with the problems they've had, and he's still running second. And I'll tell you, he's done a great job.
White flag, Dale Earnhardt Jr. hasn't won a NASCAR Busch Series since last October at the Gateway International Raceway outside of St. Louis, some 18 races ago. But he's going to win here today. First win of the year, 8th of his career. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins with a scramble behind them.
Wow.
With Todd Bodine holding off David Green. That was what Darrell Waltrip was reacting to. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins it. And Ralph, some pressure is off that bunch.
Oh, it sure is. Tony Erie Sr. is here with me. Tony, you get your first win of the year. You retake the points lead. Tell me about those restarts. Those seem to be the key. What were you trying to get him to do?
Well, we've been hard on our transmission man here the last few weeks. We had some transmission problems, and he's working real hard to do the best job he can. We had a great transmission in there today. Gordy did a good job, and This one's for Dad.
Again, if you're just joining us, we mentioned earlier today that earlier this week, Ralph Urey, Tony's dad, passed away. An emotional time. We're coming back. Victory Lane is next.
Good.
All right.
That was the best you and I have ever worked together, I think. I enjoyed that.
I tell you, Todd Bodine poked that 41
Yes,
sideways.
sir, he did.
I'm telling you, that was, and I don't know how that boy saved that car.
Best of 99 for the top 6.
David Green?
All the top 6, their best finish of the...
Good job.
No. TNN Motorsports live coverage of the MBNA Platinum 200 has been brought to you by EC Delco Automotive Parts. If you're not asking for it,
never since
you're
took the lead.
asking
What are you
for
talking
it.
about? Yeah, that ozone just about got that 41 car. We never got to talk about Baker being at the Kmart last night.
No, he didn't.
No. He just got the mic and just told everybody I was there buying his underwear.
The fans, I told him, I said, he's over on aisle 5 buying him some new underwear. Go over and help him.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the MBNA Platinum 200 has been brought to you by EC Delco Automotive Parts. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. Oh, man, a lot of smiles again in Victory Lane. Let's go down there.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. helped out of his car by Dale Sr. there. Man, what an immensely popular victory. And you guys have been close several times this year. You finally got one, Dale.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you keep working at it and working at it. This Busch Series is tough, tough medicine, man. These guys have stepped up all their programs. It's hard to outrun them nowadays. And then you got all these Cup guys coming up there. And I'm telling you what, Ward Burton sure had a good car today. I don't know if we could have held him off much longer. I was trying to drive my car, got a little tight there at the end. We run real hard on restarts. And AC Delco Monte Carlo done good. And we're kind of in mixed emotions here. We lost a relative and a real good friend. Father of Tony Urey, Ralph Urey, and we want to dedicate this one to him. We wanted to get him one in Charlotte, but it had to come in Dover. But this is for him and the whole Urey family.
Well, I know that they appreciate that. We talked to Tony about that just a moment ago, Dale. You took over the points lead. Also, you gained a lot of valuable points. Matt Kenseth had a lot of trouble today, so you really had made some strides today.
Yeah, I hate to see old Matt tear up his race car, man. He's a cool dude, and you know, Shirley is a good race car driver, and it's a shame to have to get points that way. I want to do it on the racetrack racing side by side because we sure have a lot of fun doing it. But I figured he'd be up there shortly, but I never saw him. And then I saw his car tore up. That's just a shame for the whole crew. Them guys work hard, and they've really stepped their program up. That's one of the better teams this year. And we're just glad to finally make it to Victory Lane, run second so many times this year. And here we finally are, man. We're happy.
Okay, congratulations again. Have a little fun. Celebrate.
He will do that. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets the win. And for the top 6 drivers there, their best finishes of 1999. And hearkening back to our discussion before we began racing today, Darrell Waltrip, only 2 Winston Cup drivers in the top 10 today.
Well, it's a tough track, and I don't know. Dover is just one of those kind of racetracks, like I said. Some teams excel, some teams don't. You got to have the right setup.
Great having you along, DW. We'll see you in Michigan.
I'll be there, buddy.
And, buddy, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, and all those people that love to race today, South Boston next week. I guarantee you it'll be a good one.
It is going to be a good one on the short track next week. Again, a big thank you to Buddy Baker and Darrell Waltrip up here topside, while Ralph Shaheen and Glenn Jarrett handled things down in the pits and the garage area. Dale Earnhardt Jr. reassumes the point lead and picks up his 8th career victory in the NASCAR Busch Series. Tomorrow, Bobby Labonte is on the mud pole for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series race, the MBNA Platinum 400. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. But for now, we're out of here. I'm Eli Gold. Thanks so much for joining us, and our congratulations to the Earnhardt clan back in Victory Lane here at the Monster Mile. We'll see you tomorrow.